Quack, quack. That's right. It's Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit across from each other at a desk, and one of them does research all month on a series of quacks. Quacks that they've dragged through history. Quacks that they're bringing out into the light. Quacks that may have gone toe-to-toe with a great man named Morris Fishbein. Is Morris Fishbein?
No, he's actually not going to be. We're not going to talk about him.
He's not going to be in this episode?
No, he's not.
Oh, but he's like deep in our lore at this point.
Deep in
whenever
my heart,
it comes. Yeah.
And we'll keep him there.
Well, this is Too Many Tabs. Get your body ready.
Too many frauds and too many scammers that we wish weren't real. Too many cons and too many spammers, and we're starting to feel like we've got too many tabs open. It's too many tabs. Remember to smile.
That's right, we're back here for another episode. Make sure, wherever you're listening to us, you like, you subscribe, you comment.
You get all the stars.
All the stars.
Give all the stars.
Give those good
They're
comments.
free. The stars are free.
Yeah, get down.
Just click on them.
Yeah, you know what? If you're on YouTube, click the notification, click the bell. Hit the bell.
What's
Do
the
all
bell
those
gonna
things.
hurt?
This is a
It
call.
doesn't even send notifications.
It doesn't. No, because
I've rung the bell for so many creators, and
Yeah?
I don't get any notifications.
do you have push notifications on?
I think I do, yeah.
You might not have them fully on, though. That's the thing. You might have it off on the app. And so, therefore, you're getting the notifications, but it's not actually sending it to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good. That sounds like something I would do,
You know,
honestly.
but it's good. Keep the notifications off, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because recently it came out that the federal government spies on people through
Push notifications.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be really into the baby clothes from Instagram push
Yeah.
notifications
Yeah.
and LL Bean notifications.
Yeah, mine's telling me that a microphone is almost at our front door.
Oh, okay.
That's the notification I usually get.
And the little, I get little push notifications
Yeah.
about fruits and veggies on sale.
Yeah, Aldi's evil brother Little.
What are you talking about? It's clearly superior to Aldi.
I know, but most people only know Aldi, and not a lot of people know Little.
Well, if a little opens up in your area, go there. It's
Go
incredible.
there. Yeah, that's a good time, and they have not sponsored this show. So fuck them. That being said, we don't have any sponsors this week. We just have our Patreons, who we want to thank every single week.
Incredible support.
They have been amazing this entire time. So thank you to all of you guys. And also, you know who's sponsoring this week's show?
Who?
My tour. My comedy shows that are happening all through September. I will be in Jersey City. I will be in Philadelphia. I'll be in St. Louis and Indianapolis. And if you're interested in any of those tickets, you can go to the link down in the show description or the show notes or wherever it is you're watching or listening to this podcast. Also, we are adding in a makeup date for Phoenix, Arizona. So please go check those notes and you will see those. And I am working on waiting for my link for Dallas. But with that, Mrs. P,
Yeah.
I think it's time to start the actual full show.
Let's fucking go.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm sorry, I cursed.
That's fine. We
Bleep
can
it
curse.
out.
No, I'm not.
Bleep it out.
Well, actually, speaking of bleeping,
Okay.
we are looking for an editor.
Oh, yep.
We are looking for a video editor, and we're looking to hire someone. So if you didn't see any of my posts across social media, like on my Instagram or on TikTok or even on our Patreon, we have a link to a Google Doc. I'll put that down in the show notes. We're going to keep it up for at least another week or so, where we're collecting resumes and what are those things? Portfolios, and trying to find somebody who'll be a good fit, who understand our sense of humor. And it's not really just for the podcast. It's also for other projects that we're going to be working on, looking towards more YouTube side of things. I'm TikTok, and Instagram, I know how to scream in a single take.
Yeah.
But when it comes to making a video that is going to be 9 to 10 minutes long, you need to have those cuts. And if you don't have those cuts, then people get bored and they walk away from their television.
Yeah.
So we want to get that all together.
Yeah, just fill out the Google Doc. Don't send an email. Just do the Google Doc. It's because we want to make sure we can organize them and get back to everybody properly.
Yep, exactly. So, guys, thank you so much, and we are ready to start the show. And again, it is the beginning of Quack Week, which means
Quack Month.
Quack Month, Which means...
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so Quack Month got a little wonky.
Yeah.
Just like the quacks.
Yeah.
So the first week in August, we had a delayed book club because I just got so deep into Betty Davis lore.
Yes, you did.
I got drunk on the power of Betty Davis lore. And so then we had book club. And then last week we did Joel Osteen. Yep. And so this week and next week, I got quacks and I went hard on the quacks. The Quackery is at 100%.
She went so hard on quacks that you would actually assume that we have a Jeep because there's that many ducks on the dash.
I went so hard that we had to go get me a new laptop and a printer.
Yeah, that's actually true.
That's facts.
That's actually true. Just for her to be able to get research done.
I was working with a very old equipment and I was like, I need to be able to focus and get this done. Yeah. Because I take researching quacks very seriously.
You do. You do take it very seriously. And you also were looking at so many documents that were so old on your screen that your eyes started to strain. Yeah. So I went and bought you a printer. Yes. Just so you could print them and look at them. Yeah. Like a man in 2000s counting Florida hanging chads. That reference is older than most of our listeners. And I know that because of analytics. Nice. So with that, let's go ahead and get the show started. Mrs. P, anything you want to say before we get going?
Listen, sit up straight. Let's go.
We're back. Here we are,
you
Mrs.
ready?
P.
Talk some shit.
I don't know if I'm truly ready, but okay. I will find out.
Here's the thing. Okay. I've been talking shit since we started this podcast about chiropractors.
Oh.
I always have. I've always said I don't like them. I don't trust them.
Are we talking shit on an entire industry?
We're talking shit on chiropractory.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's a word I just made up. So, in lieu of, attacking your local chiropractor, I wanted to do a deep dive into the history of chiropractic.
Okay.
Like the idea of it. Where did it come from? How did we get here? Okay. Why are they selling essential oils? The whole thing.
I thought it was about cracking your bones.
Yeah. So... that's what it was about. Let's see. Let me see here. The practice of joint manipulation dates back to ancient times. It has its roots in most countries. The earliest known medical text is from 1552 BC, which describes an ancient Egyptian treatment of bone-related injuries. These early bone setters would treat fractures with wooden splints wrapped in bandages or make a cast around an injury out of plaster-like mixture.
But see, I feel like that's different. Mm-hmm. I feel like setting a broken bone is a little bit different than like doing the Theragun on your spine.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to take you on a tour of how we got here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it starts in 1552 BC.
Okay.
Okay. But we're gonna skip way ahead. Okay, we're gonna skip way ahead to Great Britain, to a woman named.
It's not so great.
That's the name. Okay, I didn't come up with it.
Okay, but ever since we started dating, you've convinced me.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I know.
You slowly made me into like an Irish nationalist.
I radicalized you against
You really did. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, not the UK, but
yeah.
Great Britain. So Sally Mapp, M-A-P-P, Sally Mapp.
Okay.
Also known as Crazy Sally.
Wait.
That's her name, Crazy Sally.
Wait, so the history of chiropractic involves someone named Crazy Sally?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Crazy Sally, Sally Mapp. There's not a lot of information about her, but we do know that she was baptized in 1706 near Wiltshire, England.
And this is AD.
Yes.
Not BCE.
After death.
Yeah.
No, okay. After death.
That's not what AD means.
I've decided it's after death.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You went to Catholic school.
Yeah, I know.
They should have taught you in the year of our Lord.
Yeah.
We could use CE, Common Era.
No.
All right.
AD, after death.
Okay.
That's how we're doing it.
But he died in 33 AD. So what was he doing from 1 to 33? Just knowing in the death.
Wandering in the desert.
God damn it. All right. Sure. All right, so Crazy Sally.
Crazy Sally.
Whose name, by the way, the second you started spelling out map, yeah. I was like, make Angus please stay. You know, like the song by the Yeah.
Oh, the Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was the daughter of John and Jenny Whalen. Mapp's career started out when she was a young girl. She served as the announcer at her father's booth during local races and fairs. John Whalen was a bone setter. And when he was unable to conduct bone setting practices, Mapp dealt with the cases, so he had his daughter do it. Often, it was said that she did it even better than her father.
Wait, hold on. Time out. So instead of having a doctor, they had a guy whose whole thing was like, I'll get them bones back together.
Absolutely.
That was his whole thing.
He set up a booth.
But what if
he had his daughter stand at the booth and go, set in your bones. Bone setting.
They broke them, we buy them.
Yep.
What are we talking about here? Wait, so when people used to break bones, they didn't put them back like immediately? They had to wait until a guy set up at the fair?
Well, this fair was also fairs and races were places where bones would get broken.
Yeah.
So they would set up knowing
that there's more than likely
there was going to be if there's
it's
a
like
fair.
So it's like having an EMT at an event.
Yeah, except they had to advertise what they were doing.
And Crazy Sally is
Sally is yelling.
Yeah. Okay, well, who's our EMT? Crazy Sally.
Good old Crazy Sally. So she's better at it than her dad. She establishes her own practice called, this is the whole name of the practice, Cracked Sally, the one and only bone setter. Boom.
Okay.
Marketing
the
genius.
One and only?
One and only, baby.
You know, we're here on the One and Only podcast.
Yeah, the one and only.
The only one.
There are no others.
There are no other podcasts. What you're thinking about are interview shows.
What are you thinking about is gym bros with no personality.
No, I read online somewhere
something
this thing that has been disproven for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, speaking of quacks.
So hold on. Mm-hmm. So Crazy Sally. I feel like we shouldn't be calling her crazy. Is she long and tall? Because I'd rather call her Long Tall Sally.
No. Crack Sally, the one and only bone setter.
Okay.
Her nickname was Crazy Sally, which came from her masculine personality and reputation for quarreling with her father and drinking heavily.
So
Mapp could often be found wandering the countryside in a drunken state and shouting obscenities, which may have contributed to her nickname.
So she's just cool.
Yeah.
So she's Cool Sally. She's cool Sally. It's 1700 what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're in the 1700s.
Yeah.
This drunk is walking around being like, fuck you, Dad. I fix bones better than you ever fixed.
Yep.
And people are like, she's crazy.
But she's good at her job.
And she's the best. She's the one and only.
1735. Okay. Mapp's fame for fixing decade-old dislocations and fractures brought her to Epsom. Epsom, like the salt, Epsom.
Okay.
Epsom was home to a large number of wealthy families and horse racing, which provided Mapp with many patients. Because where there are horse races, there are jockeys being injured.
But also, you said something there about fixing decades old. Yeah. So she's re-breaking and fixing them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she is hammered, walking around with a big mallet, probably.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me show you a picture.
Oh, you have a picture?
Well, it's not a picture, but this is a cartoon drawing of her that was from an old news source.
Oh, my. Can I hold it up? I got to hold it up on camera just so people can.
Let me describe this for you. An older lady, rotund, wearing a clown-like getup with fringe around the wrist and neck, and a big stick with a bulbous top.
The word you're looking for
breaking.
is shillelagh.
The shillelagh.
She has a shillelagh, and her eyes are crossed, and she's built like what they would used to describe as a battle axe. She's a brick shit house.
Yep.
And she is going to break your bone and then mush them back together with her big man hands. Yeah. This is science.
Okay.
Hold on. I want to let you know. This person doing this at that time is the moment the founding fathers were made. The founding fathers' parents were coming at each other as Crazy Sally is walking around England, smashing people with a shillelagh and going, I'll fix it. Fuck you, Dad. And then they were like, maybe you should never get rid of guns.
Even though Mapp had a limited knowledge of anatomy, she had strength and innate talent for putting dislocations back into place. The racing community of Epsom appreciated Mapp's work, and when they found out that she might leave because she was planning to move out of town, they offered Mapp 100 guineas yearly to reside there.
So they're paying her a stipend.
They're paying her a stipend,
a retainer
to stay there because they know she does such good work.
They're like, she's the best.
Yep.
when it comes to just breaking bones.
While living in Epsom, she traveled to London twice a week to see patients. Mapp traveled to London in style. Okay, she owned her own coach, which is very
bougie.
expensive back then, right?
Yeah.
She had an expensive coach with a team of 4 horses. Rich.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Every time she would cure somebody, so like if she fixed something like someone who was crippled, right?
Yeah.
She was collecting their crutches from her cured patients, and she decorated the entire carriage with the crutches of her cured patients.
Oh my God, she's collecting them like skulls?
Yes. So this 4-horse carriage covered in crutches of all different sizes, children's, elderly, 1 arm, 2 arm, the whole thing, are covering the carriage that she's driving to and from London.
And somehow
while she is drunk.
And we're going to get to this. We're going to go from this to chiropractic.
So at one point, some surgeons who didn't believe in what she was doing tried to fool Mapp and show that she was not as skilled as she claimed to be. So they sent her a completely healthy patient, but the patient claimed to have a damaged wrist.
Okay.
This test angered Mapp. She immediately knew what was happening because she was like, he's fine. She dislocated the patient's wrist on purpose and sent him back to the doctors who tried to trick her.
What? Oh my God. Again, I'm now picturing what she looks like. And like, you know what she looks like? She looks like Throw Mama from the Train. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that movie with Danny DeVito?
Oh, okay, wait.
Remember there's like the mom with Throw Mama from the Train, I think was what it's called. And it's like a Danny DeVito movie from like the 80s. And that actress was in like, I think she was in like the Goonies and a bunch of other stuff. Again, she's just like, or she, even better, A League of Their Own. She looks like Marla Hooch.
Don't you besmirch the name of Marla Hooch in this house.
But that's who the actress who played her, has that same build.
How dare you?
So, but I'm just picturing these doctors in their stupid wigs.
Marla Hooch. She fell in love and got married.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
She was incredible.
I'm talking about the actress who played her.
I'm talking about one of the most incredible movies of my lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own, best movie.
Okay. Imagine if Crazy Sally was just smashing homers with these broken crutches.
I'm saying with the shillelagh. Come on.
Yeah.
So, in 1736, she married an abusive footman named Hill Mapp. That's where her last name comes from.
Okay.
Who
she murdered?
Who ran away with 100 guineas of her savings. He cleared her account, stole 100 guineas from her.
Okay.
Later, Mapp claimed that the money was worth losing to get rid of her husband.
Okay, I like her.
An incredible woman.
I like her.
In 1737, Mapp died.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so let's leave Mapp. I just wanted to give you an introductory
of just what a bone setter is
like. In what bone setting looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it does make sense where like people would break their leg or something like that, and they couldn't get to a specialist to reset it, so it would reset wrong. That's how people had limps and all those different things back in the day.
So there was a time and a place for cracking bones.
Yeah, and breaking bones.
Breaking and cracking bones. Okay, so the practice of osteopathy began in the United States in 1874.
Okay.
So we're skipping ahead a bit. And we're in America now. Osteopathy was founded by Andrew Taylor Still, a 19th century American physician, a Civil War surgeon, and Kansas state legislator. He argued that physicians had an overly mechanicistic, I don't know how to say that word, approach to treating patients.
Mechanical is just kind of in general, like they're looking at it as a mechanized way and kind of and moving it through like a factory.
They treat symptoms instead of looking at things holistically. That's his issue. He wants to look at the patients in a more holistic way, which is what osteopathic care is.
Yeah.
It's when you look at the entire person to take care of the things that are going wrong.
Yeah,
right?
your broken foot might be throwing off your shoulder, and that's why that is linked across. Yep.
After experiencing the loss of his wife and 3 daughters to spinal meningitis, he concluded that the orthodox medical practices of his day were frequently ineffective and sometimes harmful. The use of calomel, also known as mercury chloride, was one such medical practice that he took issue with. At the time, there was no standard dosage for the drug, so practitioners of medicine would often deliver dosages that were too large, resulting in mercury poisoning.
Yep. That's actually what reason why absinthe was banned.
Yep.
Because they would add wormwood and arsenic. Mm-hmm. And you need to add the arsenic to activate the wormwood to get like the good hallucinogenic properties in it.
The good.
And oftentimes, the good stuff, all right? You want it to fucking work. But oftentimes they'd put too much arsenic in it because the people who were doing it were also fucking wasted. It's actually weird. Until the Prohibition, like everyone was just hammered in this country. And there'd be like the occasional people who weren't, they were the weirdos. People were like, that guy, he's fucking...
No way, dude.
Look at him not throwing up every morning.
Still, he devoted the next 30 years of his life to studying the human body and finding alternative ways to treat diseases. Okay. His methods involved meticulous anatomical dissections to discover its structure and therefore function. This involved exhuming corpses, which, while controversial, was a widespread practice among many medical schools in the U.S. and abroad at the time. Yeah. He was sometimes influenced by spiritual figures and ideas about magnetic healing. Magnetic healing, when I looked into it, is just hypnotism. Okay. Just remember that. Still began...
It's not using magnets? It's not like the magnet wristbands?
No.
It's not the Insane Clown Posse?
Well, magnets are magic.
Yeah, because how do they work?
How do they work?
Yeah.
Really. He began practicing manual therapy procedures that were intended to restore harmony in the body. So manual therapy, moving the bones around.
Okay, gotcha. So it's probably like also stretching and things like that as well. Like just general stuff.
Movement.
Maybe some massage.
Ooh, massage.
Yeah.
Over the course of the next 25 years, he attracted support for his medical philosophy and shaped his philosophy for osteopathy. He established the American School of Osteopathy in the May of 1892 in Kirksville, Missouri. He had 21 students in his first class. A doctor of osteopathy, or a DO, are complete physicians, along with MDs. They are licensed to prescribe medication and perform surgery in all 50 states. Okay? So a doctor of osteopathy brings a holistic approach to patient care. DOs are trained to be doctors first and specialists second. Mm-hmm. The majority of DOs are family-oriented primary care physicians and practice in small towns and rural areas where they often care for entire families and communities. Okay?
Yep.
Andrew Still was this is a sidebar. I got deep into Andrew Still lore.
Yeah.
So Andrew Still was active in the abolition movement and a friend and ally to the Free State leader John Brown. He became deeply embroiled in the fight over whether Kansas would be admitted to the Union as a slave state or a free state. The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 provided that settlers in those two territories would decide the question for themselves. So Civil War raged in Kansas as both sides tried to gain control of the territorial government. In October of 1857, Still was elected to represent Douglas and Johnson counties in the Kansas territorial legislature. Still and his brothers took up arms in the cause and participated in the Bleeding Kansas battles between the pro and anti-slavery citizens. By August of 1853, a free state constitution had been passed, and Kansas was admitted to the Union as a free state as of January 29th, 1861.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah. So this dude, he sticks by his principles.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Listen, I was like, John Brown? My boy John Brown? Let me write this down.
Yeah. He's like, oh, tell me more.
Tell me more about John Brown.
So this is the guy who created osteopathy?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That's the guy who invented osteopathy.
Okay.
Which has the mechanical movements of the body within its, I don't want to say teachings, that's because that's not what it is.
Practice.
Within the practice, they believe in aligning the spine, stretching, movement of the body in certain ways to realign stuff. And osteopathy has a lot to, when they're studying osteopathy, they really look at kind of the meat of the bone. So like it's important to know about the meat of the bones, like the stuff inside the bones, the nerve endings, the way that bones work and why that's important, right?
Gotcha.
So the technical history of chiropractic care begins in 1895 when Daniel David Palmer two first names, Daniel David Palmer of Iowa, performed the first chiropractic adjustment on a partially deaf janitor, Harvey Lillard.
Okay. Pause.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
We're going to...
Do we need a break?
This is going to be one of those episodes, huh?
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those episodes?
Yeah.
All right. So a man with two first names walked up to a partially deaf janitor and cracked his bones.
While Lillard was working without his shirt on in Palmer's office, Lillard bent over to empty the trash can. Palmer noticed that Lillard had a vertebrae out of position. He asked Lillard what happened, and Lillard replied, quote, "I moved the wrong way and I heard a pop in my back, and that's when I lost my hearing." Palmer, who was also involved in many other natural healing philosophies, had Lillard lie face down on the floor and proceeded with the adjustment. The next day, Lillard told Palmer, quote, "I can hear the rackets on the streets again."
Wait, it wasn't even about his back. He cracked his back, and it wasn't to fix his back.
He slammed his spine back in the place.
And then he could hear better?
That's what he said.
Okay. This is going to be one of those episodes from here on out.
I said it was Quack Month.
I understand that.
I told you to sit up straight.
Okay.
Because we were talking about our spines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I need that. I need one of those spinal belts. You know, the ones where you pull
Or the
them.
little thing that buzzes on your back. You see those
Oh my
online?
God, I hate those.
That's so funny.
No, all those different things. I mean, I do listen. I do need to work on my posture. I will admit that.
Me too.
I have become slumping, and part of that is because of working on computers and because of my phone, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I'm hanging my head all the time looking at my fucking phone. But first thing, why was the janitor shirtless? I need to rewind.
Nope.
The janitor was...
I couldn't find any reason why the man didn't have a shirt on.
Not only was the janitor shirtless, he was so shirtless that he could study his spine from a distance and be like, bro, one of your vertebrae is wrong.
Yeah, dude. What's going on over there?
And so this is a man. So this is a holistic, natural,
holistic practitioner of healing medicines.
I'm sure he also cared a lot about racial skull shapes. He feels like one of those because, like 1895, we're big into racial skull shapes.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone in 1895 is a modern day Twitter user.
Yeah. It's called X now.
Okay, sure.
However, this version of the story was disputed by Lillard's daughter.
Oh.
Her name's Valadinia Lillard.
Okay.
She said that her father told her he was telling jokes to a friend in the hall outside Palmer's office, and Palmer, who had been reading, joined them. When Lillard reached the punchline, Palmer laughed heartily, slapped Lillard on the back with his hand holding a heavy book that he had been reading. A few days later, Lillard told Palmer that his hearing seemed better. Palmer then decided to explore manipulation as an expansion of his magnetic healing practice.
Okay. All right. That actually, okay. That somehow is more believable.
Yeah.
Also, is he related to Matthew Lillard?
No,
You did look? You did actually
look? Of
look?
course I did.
You did? Okay, cool. Because I was the whole time like, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Scooby, Shaggy himself. The hitting a man with a big book till he hears better. That does sound like
And then being like, you know what? I could be a doctor.
You know what? This is better than hypnotism.
I think I could expand my hypnotism practice with this.
The fact that it isn't even his own hands. He already has a tool he can sell people. This big book. Mm-hmm. I have this great big book. Let me hit you in the middle of your back.
Yep.
And then your hearing will get better.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Okay.
In 1896, he added a school to his magnetic hearing infirmary and began to teach others his method. It would become known as Palmer's School of Chiropractic. Among the first graduates were Anthony P. Davis, William A. Selly, B.J. Palmer, that's his son, Solon Langworthy, John Howard, and I'm gonna get this bad, but I apologize in advance. I'm trying. Shigartaro Marukutobo.
Okay.
Okay, here's what you need to know about his students. He hates Langworthy. Okay?
Wait,
he just hates this guy.
That's who.
Solon Langworthy is one of his students that graduates from the Palmer School of Chiropractic, and he fucking hates him.
He just hates
He
the
just
shit out
doesn't
of him.
like him at all.
He hates Langworthy.
He just hates him. You just need to know that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because does he say it repeatedly? It's just like, I hate this guy.
Like, just of all my students.
Yeah.
D.D. Palmer styles himself as a doctor. Not everyone is convinced, as a local paper wrote about him, quote, "A crank on magnetism has a crazy notion that he can cure the sick and crippled with his magnetic hands. His victims are the weak-minded, ignorant, and superstitious. Those foolish people who have been sick for years and have become tired of regular physician and want health in a shortcut method. He has certainly profited by the ignorance of his victims. His increase in business shows what can be done in Davenport, even by a quack."
In Davenport? Oh, that's right. We're in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird sometimes when I forget what state we're in, and then you throw out a name like Davenport, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, no science should come from Iowa. The only Iowa sciences I want need to involve barnyard animals.
Yeah.
Maybe corn? I don't know if they do.
I don't know, because we had an episode about goat testicles once.
That's what I'm saying. And that
and
came from
that
Iowa.
went wrong.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, if you're coming to me with, they're like breaking medical science. Where's it from? Iowa.
No,
I'm
not
out.
listening. I'm not listening.
I'm out.
So
Magnetic hands, by the way, is pretty great. I have a Magneto helmet over there. It used to be right behind me, but I cleared out that shelf.
yeah,
Because I would be wearing my Magneto helmet on
because
camera.
of my magnetic hands.
My magnetic hands.
Palmer distinguished his work by noting that he was the first to use short lever HVLA, which is high velocity, low amplitude joint manipulation, which means short, quick thrusts. It's like when you go, right?
Yeah, so he's coming and going, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So he's the guy that invented that.
So all those gross TikToks are because of
Exactly.
this dude walking
Literally,
going, Gah!
this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Despite the similarities between chiropractic and osteopathy, practitioners of osteopathy tried to differentiate themselves by seeking licensure to regulate the profession, calling chiropractic a bastardized form of osteopathy. So you need to know they hate each other. Okay?
I get it.
This is the Sharks and the Jets.
Yeah.
They're enemies.
Yeah.
There was also division within the profession of with the chiropractors.
Okay.
Because, okay,
Where did the term, hold on, the term chiropractic, he just made it up?
Oh God, it's a Latin thing. It has, I pulled the information and then I just totally didn't put it in here.
Okay.
It's two Latin words that have to do with quick thrusts.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's all it means? It's like quick jab?
It's like something like that.
Oh my God. That's like
bone jab or something.
Yeah. But that's like finding out that like Tang Sudo, which is like the type of karate I used to do as a kid. They're like, what does it mean? And they worked it out and it literally just means fist foot way. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, it's how you fight with your fists and your feet. And I was like,
Great.
we're just saying that in Korean?
So within the space of chiropractors, they're just now, back while it's being created.
In 1896.
In the 1896. There's division between them as well.
Okay.
There's mixers, okay, and then there's the straights. Now, the mixers like to combine spinal adjustments with other treatments, while the straights rely solely on spinal adjustments.
Gotcha.
Okay?
So
maybe the mixers would be like, hey, I'm going to align your spine, and then you need to stretch 3 times a week and go on walks and eat some friggin' vegetables and water.
And try this oil.
Yeah. Oh, of course we're selling an oil.
Because I feel like the mixers won. I feel like that I don't ever hear that much about the straights anymore. At least not in my algorithm.
Not in your algorithm.
My algorithm has no straights.
I never hear anything about the straights.
I never hear anything about the straights in my algorithm.
Although the chiropractors won their first test case. Oh, wait, hold on. I mixed it up.
You just burned right by. New laptop.
New
You're
laptop.
just scrolling past your notes.
So fast. Okay, so D.D. Palmer, whose school had just graduated its 7th student, insisted that his techniques did not need to have the same courses or license as medicine, as his graduates did not prescribe drugs or evaluate blood or urine. In 1901, D.D. was charged with misrepresenting a course in chiropractic, which was not a real science. He persisted in his strong stance against licensure, citing freedom of choice as his cause.
Oh, he's like, we're all free to choose.
He was arrested twice more by 1906, and although he contended that he was not practicing medicine, he was convicted for professing that he could cure disease without a license in medicine or osteopathy.
He's like, but listen, I hit people with a big book.
Yeah.
I hit them with a big book and then they feel better. And they're like, sir, you are both ripping off doctors and preachers.
Yeah.
You can't do this. Sir, you cannot do this.
Now, Dr. Solon Langworthy, who continued to mix chiropractic care with more scientific medicine, took a different route. He improved classrooms. Oh, he started his own school. He improved classrooms and provided a curriculum to study instead of a single course. He narrowed the scope of chiropractic treatment of this to the spine and the nervous system, leaving blood work to the osteopaths, and began to refer to the brain as the life force in 1906. Langworthy published a book, the first book ever actually, about chiropractic care. And it was called Modernized Chiropractic, Specialized Philosophy, A Distinct System. Okay.
I just realized something.
What?
This is Charles Xavier and Magneto. One man has magnetic hands, and the other one's like, no, I'm an actual professor.
Yeah.
The other guy's like, I'm an actual professor. We're gonna deal with the life force, and we're gonna cede territory. And the other one's like, I have magnetic hands. The revolution on science is here. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
What are we talking about? We're talking about chiropractors.
I know. That's incredible.
Okay, so at the same time, D.D. Palmer's son, B.J. Palmer, had assumed control of Palmer School in 1906 and promoted more professionalism and formal training in chiropractic care, expanding the enrollment to a peak above 1,000 students by the early 1920s.
Oh.
Chiropractic leaders of the time often invoked religious imagery, and BJ seriously considered declaring chiropractic care a religion and decided against this partially to avoid confusion with Christian Science. He also worked to overcome chiropractic's initial resistance to some medical technology because he really wanted to do spinal x-rays. Yeah. Okay, so now Palmer is also expanding their care and how they're doing chiropractic care, right? Yeah. So, prosecution of unlicensed practice resulted in BJ and several Palmer graduates creating Universal Chiropractic Association, the UCA. Okay. So basically, all over, chiropractors being sued. Yeah. People are like, you're not a doctor. And it's a lot of osteopaths and medical doctors who are the ones bringing the suits. Oh. They're like, get out of our town. You're not a real doctor. You're a quack.
So what you're telling me is that there's vigilante Fishbines.
Yes.
Or just Morris Fishbine vigilante style justice is happening all over town. I mean, obviously, I'm guessing from the osteopaths, one, it is interfering with their business.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, they have to fix all the people that the chiropractors are breaking.
Well, that's good for business.
It's good for business, but there's a certain point where you're just like, it would just be easier.
Stop breaking.
You can have too much.
Sally Mapp's up here breaking wrists.
You can have too much business. Honestly, now that I've heard more about D.D. Palmer, like, I missed Crazy Sally. Crazy Sally just went out there with her shillelagh and fixed things.
Fix stuff. Give me your crutch. You're healed. Yeah. Put it on the cart. The UCA, its initial purpose was to protect members by covering their legal expenses should they get arrested. Its first case came in 1907 when Shigetaro Morikubo, who was living in Wisconsin, was charged with unlicensed practice of osteopathy. Okay. So that was the Palmer student, remember? Yeah. It was a test of the new osteopathic law. So the osteopathy doctors are trying to test the law like the Raptors or Jurassic Park. They're like, we're trying to get anybody, right? Yeah. In an ironic twist, using the lawyers for Shigetaro, they use Langworthy's book as a way to legally differentiate between chiropractic care and osteopathic care. So Shigarto, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's one of Palmer's students, and he's a friend of Palmer. but his lawyer had to use Langworthy's book.
Yeah.
And they won the case.
Well, listen, a lawyer will do whatever.
Yeah.
Like they'll use whatever they can to win. And like that does make sense because they're like, hey, look, we have this book here that says this isn't osteopathy. So you can't be suing us claiming we're osteopaths when we're chiropractors. And
Yeah.
that's
We have our own
different.
book.
Yeah. Sir, this is RC Cola. All right. We're not trying to sell Pepsi.
Yeah.
With that, though, I do need to get a beverage.
Okay.
So why don't we take a quick little pause right
Sure.
here? And when we come back, you can tell me more about the fascinating history of chiropractic, which I do know does involve x-rays at some point.
Yeah.
Because I was one time tricked into a chiropractor's office, and they did an x-ray, and they went, your spine looks like shit. And I was like, yeah,
That's
I know.
what you all say.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a good one? And the guy went, yes, and it's not yours.
Wow. Bitch.
We're back, and here we are.
Let's
and
go.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, go.
I did until I was, I want to say like 15 or 16. I didn't know that chiropractors weren't medical doctors, and the only reason I found that out is because of that '70s show.
Yeah?
There's in that '70s shows when Eric, the like main guy,
Yeah.
I think he graduates from high school or something, and he's like about to go to college, something along those lines. But he goes to a chiropractic training.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you're a doctor now. And they're like, you just did one course. And I was like, no, that can't be real. And then I remember asking my parents and them being like, no, it's like a different thing.
Yeah.
It's like a weekend thing. And I was like, shut
Yeah.
up.
So, although the chiropractors won that first case, prosecutions instigated by state medical boards became increasingly common, and in many cases they were successful. In response, chiropractors conducted political campaigns to secure separate licensing statutes, eventually succeeding in all 50 states.
So there are chiropractic licenses.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a special license that is not a medical doctor.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So they had to fight for that, though.
Okay.
Okay. D.D. Palmer often voiced concern for B.J. Palmer's management of the chiropractic school. He challenged B.J.'s methods and philosophies and made every effort to regain control of the chiropractic school and kick B.J. out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was like, get out of here.
My school.
Yeah, with my magnetic hands.
Yeah.
I want magnetic hands.
So, chiropractors historically were strongly opposed to vaccination based on their belief that all diseases were traceable to causes in the spine.
Well, of course, they've been hitting people with books and they can hear again. What do you
Therefore,
mean? What do you mean you're going to get rid of polio?
and therefore could not be affected by vaccines. D.D. Palmer wrote, quote, "It is the very height of absurdity to strive to, quote, protect any person from smallpox or any other malady by inoculating them with filthy animal poison," end quote. Early opposition to water fluoridation included chiropractors in the U.S. Some chiropractors oppose water fluoridation as being incompatible with chiropractic philosophy and an infringement of personal freedom.
Personal freedom. It all seems to come back to personal freedom and also making sure that your bones are weak enough that we can crack them.
Yeah, you don't
We need
want
to
to
have weak
fluoride
bones so we can crack them. It's all about your pineal gland.
Oh my God. In 2008, a book called Trick or Treatment stated, I know Trick or Treatment's such a good name. Such a good name.
That's such a good
Such a
name.
good name.
That book title serves cunt.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that right now.
Now, so this is the thing. In this book, they are talking about this. I can't prove it's true.
Okay.
They really couldn't cite their source.
Okay.
But they state that in 1913, B.J. Palmer ran over his father, D.D. Palmer, at a homecoming parade for the Palmer School of Chiropractic. Weeks later, D.D. Palmer died. The official cause of death was recorded as typhoid. The book, Trick or Treatment, indicates, quote, "It seems more likely that his death was a direct result of the injuries caused by his son," end quote.
Did his son hit him with a car?
There was speculation that it was not an accident, but instead a case of patricide. Chiropractic historian Joseph C. Keating Jr. has described the attempted patricide of D.D. Palmer as a, quote, myth and absurd at its face, and cites an eyewitness who recalled that D.D. was not struck by B.J.'s car, but rather he stumbled. He also says that Joy Loban, DC, executor of DD's estate, voluntarily withdrew a civil suit claiming damages against BJ Palmer, and that several grand juries repeatedly refused to bring criminal charges against the son. They had become bitter rivals over the leadership of the chiropractic school. B.J. Palmer resented his father for the way he treated his family, stating that his father beat their 3 children with straps and was so involved with chiropractic care that he hardly even knew his children. D.D. claimed that his son B.J. hit him with a car.
Okay. So you mean to tell me that chiropractic was founded by a father murderer?
No.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
So first thing, so we have Dee Dee Blanchard Palmer here. And then we have baby Jane Palmer, who is hitting him with a car, apparently. And their claim of he definitely didn't do that was, well, he won all the court cases that claimed he did it.
Classic.
There
I know
was
a landlord
so
that does
many
that.
grand juries.
Okay, he hit him with a car at the homecoming parade for the school.
Which is also, why are chiropractors having a homecoming parade?
They're just standing up straight, marching down the street.
Crazy.
He didn't get hit by a car. He just stumbled.
He stumbled.
He just stumbled
into the front of a car that was being driven by his own son, who he had been in a bitter rivalry with, to take back over the school with his own name on it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
BJ had a wife named Mabel. I need you to know this.
BJ had a wife named Mabel?
BJ had a wife named Mabel.
That tracks for the times.
Who was also a chiropractor. She had gone to the Palmer School.
Okay.
After graduating from the Palmer School.
You know what? Honestly, wait. You know what? She wasn't in the first group. So gross. That's gross. He dated one of the students. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how old she was when she was a student.
Doesn't matter.
But I've been told,
Yeah.
and I've seen repeatedly, that's that what power dynamic.
Power dynamic.
Uh-huh.
Weird, inappropriate.
That's weird. BJ Palmer, father murderer.
Allegedly.
They're definitely coming for us for that one.
Yeah.
After graduating from the Palmer School, she taught anatomy at the Palmer School for more than 35 years.
Oh, okay.
So they got
She's like,
married.
this is where you hit a man with a car to kill him.
Yeah. Well, no, she studied the human body and anatomy, and then was also really into art, so she could draw the body really well.
Okay.
And so she
Because
worked at the
cameras
school.
didn't exist.
I'm saying it's a family business.
Okay.
Okay. BJ and Mabel had a son,
Okay.
David D. Palmer.
David D.
David D. Born on the Palmer campus and raised among the faculty and students, Dr. Dave, as he was called,
Oh, no.
became the president of Palmer in 1961.
I don't trust anyone who goes by Dr.
Dr. Dave graduated from the prestigious Wharton School of Finance and Commerce at the University of Pennsylvania in 1929 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Isn't that the same school that Donald Trump graduated from?
He didn't. I don't think he graduated. Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, but he did go to Wharton.
He went to Wharton. I
Yeah.
don't know if he graduated.
I think he did. I think he paid somebody to pass.
I know
for
his
him.
daughter went to Wharton.
Yeah.
Because my friend went to Wharton with her and said she was a total. I'm
Okay.
not saying.
Okay.
I didn't say anything. You don't have to allegedly it.
All right.
While
You're talking about Tiffany.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, the forgotten Trump.
I didn't forget.
Whoa.
While at the Wharton School, he focused on business law and economics.
Not medicine.
Nope.
Wow.
He went on to attain a Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Palmer in 1938. So he got his doctorate from the school he owns. Club. Just print that out on the new printer. Yeah. Type her name in. That's yours. It's fucking A, dude. I also just got a doctorate. I got a doctorate of too many tabs.
Yeah.
Putting that on the resume.
I have a Crazy Sally award.
Yeah.
I'm a Crazy Sally scholarship award recipient.
Yeah.
They didn't give me any money, but they gave me the shillelagh.
But I got crutches.
I got crutches, a shillelagh, and alcoholism.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Dr. Dave is recognized for changing the name of the Palmer School of Chiropractic to the Palmer College of Chiropractic.
Oh.
He's also recognized for making significant progress toward official accreditation, establishing nonprofit status for the college, and for modernizing the campus. Dr. Dave was a broadcasting pioneer as well.
There he is.
And
there
served as president of Palmer Broadcasting radio station WHO-WOC.
I love every single time one of these
to the
fuckers get a
fucking
microphone.
radio, dude.
The second they get a microphone, they go so fucking crazy every single time. What year, by the way? Around what time do we think we're
1938.
at? Okay. All right. Nothing else happening in the world then.
Nope, nothing at all.
Okay.
Palmer Communications, so this is the broadcasting.
Yeah.
Palmer Communications' most famous employee was a sportscaster. Starting in 1932, relaying Chicago Cubs baseball games over the air for WHO-WOC, he worked with the station until 1937 when he was offered a contract with Warner Brothers and made the move into acting. That sportscaster was Ronald Reagan.
Wait. What? Wait. What? No. Chiropractic gave us fucking Ronald Reagan?
That's the end of my notes.
Chiropractic. Wait, shut the fuck up. Some man hit a janitor with a book.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh. A shirtless janitor got hit with a book and Ronald Reagan destroyed America? That's what you're fucking telling me right now?
I'm telling you that he learned how to speak well on the radio.
I fucking what? How?
Yep. So that's the history of chiropractic care. There's a lot of dead air right now.
I don't give a shit, man. What?
Yeah.
That's where it ends?
That's
we just got to Ronald Reagan.
I felt like that was the place to end the history. I could go into how currently chiropractors across the country are selling all kinds of stuff and anti-vax and all the things we see being shilled across fake medical stuff.
Yeah.
All the time. But I felt when it comes to the history.
Yeah. How we got here.
The deep lore of how we got here.
We hit a man with a book, and then Ronald
Sally
Reagan.
Mapp rode a 4-horse carriage covered in crutches to go whack people with a shillelagh. And then we got Ronald Reagan.
I am so mad. That's all I can say. Okay.
We got to do shout-outs.
We're going to do shout-outs. We're going to do shout-outs. But holy shit, babe.
Yeah.
You boomed me.
Yeah.
You really boomed me on this one. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So with that being said.
With that being said.
Fuck me, dude. Yeah.
Do you want to adjust your back? Adjust your spine?
I think I need to.
Yeah.
Let's adjust our spine. We're going to reach out. We have a bunch of shout outs from our Patreons. Thank you to everybody for listening so far. And stick around because, as you guys know, whenever we do our shout outs, we also drop a little bit of lore about ourselves. And then we'll also hit you guys with the secret word.
Pearlmania, 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 Pearlmania.
500.net.
We're back.
We're here. We have a whole group of new Patreons and people to give shout outs to. And I just want to say once again, as we say every single week, thank you guys so much for joining.
Yeah,
and for
thank
supporting.
you for supporting us.
And so let's go down the list. You ready for it, Mrs. P?
Absolutely.
We're going to start off with Ace Andrews.
Ace Andrews, that's a cool detective name.
It's a cool detective name. It's also,
Hang on.
I did look it up because I was like, the name seems familiar. It is the name of an independent wrestler down in Florida.
Is it the same person?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
Let us know.
After that, we have Missy Poff.
Missy Poff?
Yeah, Poff.
Ooh, okay, hang on.
After Missy, we have Juppamoose.
Juppamoose?
That's what it says. Juppa Moose. Juppamoose.
That's a very specific type of mousse you put in your hair.
Yeah,
Juppamoose.
Juppamoose. I feel like it's a pamplemousse.
Ooh, a pamplemousse?
It's a pamplemousse.
One of the greatest LaCroix flavors there
is. Was having too much of a good time.
Yeah.
It's a coffee pamplemousse.
Ew.
Like a juppa moose. Like a juppa moose.
Yeah.
After that, this one is very specifically aimed
Okay.
at me. Are you
All
ready
right,
for
I'm
it?
ready.
It is Mainer underscore bitter underscore about underscore Alex's underscore opinion underscore of underscore Maine. It is someone from Maine who doesn't like my opinion of Maine.
Which is a negative opinion of
It's a
Maine.
very negative opinion of Maine.
I love Maine.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm big into Maine.
You can go there without me.
I literally will.
Yeah, I know you
It
will.
is delightful. I will go to a bed and breakfast on a blueberry farm.
That's
and
fine.
have the time of my life.
Go up there. I'll be down here in civilization. Fuck Maine.
Maine is
Thank you for being. Hold on real quick. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Please continue to be a member. Your state sucks.
Enjoy the warm up.
I love all 49 states. There's also Maine. I would take away Maine's senators and give them to Puerto Rico.
I mean, we
Honestly-
shouldn't have to take them away. We should give Puerto Rico their own senator.
No. Susan Collins needs to be removed from the Senate.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, screw Susan Collins. All right.
First and foremost.
It's a long story. I have my reasons.
Hear me out.
Yes.
What if we went to Maine?
No.
And did all the fun things in Maine together, and then made a podcast episode?
There's
What
nothing.
if also vlogging?
Oh my god! I'd rather kill myself. Well, I mean, we do need an editor.
Yeah.
So maybe if we had an editor, I would vlog.
And we go to Maine.
We'd not go to Maine. I would rather go to upstate New York and hit another deer. What?
You got to stop besmirching the good name of Maine.
I'm not going to. I'm sorry. Okay, here's how I would stop besmirching the good name of Maine.
How?
If 100 people from Maine joined our Patreon, I'll go ahead and give one. This is the first one, right?
Okay.
So if 99 more people join from
Okay.
Maine and put Maine in their name,
Yeah.
I will stop besmirching Maine. That doesn't mean I'll ever go there again.
But we got to eat lobster rolls.
You can get lobster rolls anywhere.
Oysters.
You can get those anywhere. We have trucks and refrigerator cars.
Oh my God.
Things can move, okay? Up next,
Yep.
we have Mars Capone.
Wait, is that two separate words?
Yes.
That is an incredible name.
It's an amazing name.
Hey, hon.
And they also sent us a message and said that they were just getting over something and they've been listening and binging and a big, big fan for a very long time. So thank you,
Amazing.
Mars Capone.
Thank you. Okay, Mars Capone, hear me out. I'm picturing it as a little piece of tiramisu cartoon character, but
Ooh.
as a mafioso, like Al Capone.
Oh.
But it's a little slice of tiramisu with eyes and like a little machine gun. You know what I mean? Mars Capone.
I was picturing them as a Roman god that's also a baker.
Hey,
Like, hey,
let
it's
us know in
me.
the comments what you are.
After that, we have Xander B.
Xander B.
I know.
Do we ever? We don't
What?
ever talk about
What?
the secret nickname of Xander.
See, the thing is, I don't use your name, so I can't
Yeah.
throw yours back at your face.
Yeah.
But yeah, Xander, I've been talking about somewhere out there in the multiverse.
There is a Xander.
There's a Xander of me,
Yeah, that's so funny.
and he is a bag of shit.
He's the worst.
Not Xander B here though. Xander B here, great.
Xander be here, cool dude.
You're a great guy. You know, honestly,
Let's go.
I know the main person's like, why didn't I get a hair for him? Because you live in Maine. After that, we have Pat.
Yeah, you live somewhere awesome. Maybe you don't need air horn because you live in such a great state.
Allegedly.
After Xander B, we have past _ mistakes _ alive.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Past mistakes alive.
Yeah, past mistakes alive.
Okay.
Hey, hon.
Hey.
Yeah, I
Damn.
get that. I get that.
Damn. After that, this next person definitely listened to our last episode.
Okay.
They're Joel _ Osteens _ tax _ revenue. Thank you so much for
Rich.
listening. Yeah.
Hey, hon.
Rich man. After that, we have Becky Faye.
Hey, Becky Faye.
And finally, we have Chris Howells.
Chris Howells.
Yep.
Hey, hon.
Hey, hon, how are you? Guys, thank you so much to everyone who has joined our Patreon this week and every week. And if
Yeah.
you want to join, you can always go to pearlmania500.net to go to our Patreon and to just, see more general stuff. You can also hear our Patreon exclusive podcast that is over there, known as The Warm Up.
The warm up.
Which is a
Which
fun
is
time.
when we talk silly Billy to get ourselves back to human before we start recording the podcast episodes.
Yeah, this week we talked a lot about Blake Lively.
No, we
and
talked to shit on Colleen Hoover.
We talked shit on Colleen Hoover, Blake Lively,
Book
how you
talk.
now have a Threads. If you listen to the old season 1 episodes, it's kind of that weird 20 minutes we do before we went into the actual episode.
Yeah.
That's actually, his name was Dust Called Me and was
Yeah.
like, hey, you know that this is very similar to that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, his name was Dusk. I forgot to put this at the top of the episode.
Yeah.
He has a new music video that's out.
Oh.
Go to the show notes, check that out, listen to it. We're going to put some promotion for it down there. I totally forgot to put it at the top of the show.
It's okay.
But
He'll
forgive us and we'll figure this out. But go down there and check those links for His Name Was Dusk and support him as well. Guys, thank you so much for another fun episode.
Word.
Oh, we need a word?
We need a word.
Secret word.
Secret word.
There's only one.
What is it?
Quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack.
Quack, quack.
So if you made it all the way to the end of this episode, hit us with a quack quack in the comments. And here we go.
Too many frauds and too many scammers that we wish weren't real. Too many cons and too many spammers, and we're starting to feel like we've got too many tabs open. It's too many tabs. Remember to smile.